Hey guys, this is just a few more examples for you from lesson 21. I know that example with Noah, Lynn, Jada, and Andre got a little bit confusing there at the end, and I just wanted to offer a few more examples for you if you need it. This is actually the same problem the first one is, but going to just show a different way to think about it without that extra step. So remember, we're not supposed to do the 8 subtract 3 because that wouldn't follow order of operations. There's a multiplication sign here that's hidden, and that's using the distributive property. And we're always supposed to do that first before we do any adding or subtracting. Okay, so one way to think about this, if it got a little confusing at the end there in that last video, is you can just think about this as a -3, right? We know when we subtract a number, it's like saying that this is negative. So this would be -3 multiplied by +4, and then that would be -12. This would be -3 multiplied by -9x, right? Because again, this is subtraction. So this would be a +27x, okay? And just things as you practice these, you'll see when you see a subtraction sign here and you see a subtraction sign here, you know this will be a positive term. Okay, so that gets rid of our parentheses. Now we can't forget, we haven't done anything with this yet, so we still need to bring it down. All right, just the 8. Okay, and then our, I guess our final step here is to look, is there any like terms that we can combine? Well, there's no other x's, so we can't combine these with 27x, but we can do 8 subtract 12 because they're both just numbers. So 8 subtract 12 would be -4. And this would be our result. This is as far down as we can go. Can't go any further because there's not x's and they're not both just numbers. So we can't combine them together in that case. All right, let's try another example. Okay, so we know we're not supposed to do 4 subtract 4 because we've got to do some multiplication first with the distributive property. So we're going to follow kind of the same steps we did in the last one. So this would be -4 multiplied by -5, and negative multiplied by a negative is a positive, and then -4 multiplied by +3x would be -12x. All right, so you could write that as subtract 12x, or you could write it as plus -12x. Either one is fine. They both mean the same thing. Okay, again, got to bring down our 4, just a +4. Now, this is where you could get a little bit tripped up. Why did I make that a positive? Well, if you remember back when we did a -4 multiplied by a -5, that was a +20. So I'm not allowed to put a subtraction sign here because then that would make this a -20. All right, so that's just something to keep in mind when you're thinking about that. Okay, and then combine like terms. 4 plus 20 would be 24 minus 12x. And there we go. We are simplified. Okay. All right, thanks guys.